All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Chicago Bears rookie tight end Colston Loveland. Loveland is getting integrated more and more into this offense, making some plays in the passing game. But we're going to break down what he does when he doesn't have the football in his hands. And I tell you what, it's a lot of good for the Bears. He's a secret sauce kind of guy for this Bears offense. We'll break down everything he did in Chicago's most recent victory. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to help support us so we can do more of them, consider becoming a member of our channel. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's get things started in the running game, and there's Loveland right there at tight end for the Chicago Bears, and we're going to get a split zone concept. So we're going to get the receiver coming across at the snap to handle the in-man on the line of scrimmage, and everyone's going to take zone tracks right here across the board. Normal zone scheme stuff. Running back's going to follow his blocks and try and get a hole wherever he can. Now, what the Washington Commanders do, their adjustment to zone plays is have their outside linebacker walk at the line of scrimmage. Because you can see, you've got the tackle right here. He's supposed to get this guy. And if you have this guy walked up right here, who's going to block him? So the Bears counter, as most people do, to bring the tight end across the formation to handle him. It's not an easy block to make, but Colston Loveland gets it done, opens up the hole. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's the snap. There's the inside zone. Nice little crease. Good little play. Could have been a huge run. I mean, right here, it looks like it's a huge play, but a few Commanders get off blocks and ends up being, a decent little run. Nothing special. About, 4 yards down the middle of the defense. 4.5. Good run, right? Stay ahead of the chains. Let's look at Loveland. Again, coming in motion pre-snap. There he is. Sees number 4 walk down, squares him up, and then runs him off the screen. Good work. That's what it's all about, guys. Doesn't have to be a pancake, right? Everyone wants it to be, a 30-yard pancake block. Square him up, create that movement, create that crease. I mean, you can make an argument here the running back could have actually bounced it right here and maybe gone up to the next level, but it's inside zone, right? You almost never expect it to crease this open, but it did. And it's because of Colston Loveland at the point of attack. Again, good technique. He squares up after going in motion right here, gets on number 4, keeps his feet and everything parallel, good base, fires his hands, doesn't hold, runs him up the field too, completely out of the play. This is a really good block here from Loveland. Again, very quickly becoming more and more an integral part of this Bears offense. All right, from the wide copy, you're going to see Loveland go in motion right there. Linebacker walks down, fires into him, opens up the crease. I mean, guys, look at this crease. Now, I understand the safety's filling right here, but if the running back could find a way to get through here and maybe make the safety miss or just finagle through there, I mean, this is a touchdown. Now, to be fair, this was a crease right here. How about the young tackle on the backside, guys? Getting some movement, running his feet, getting a defensive lineman 7-8 yards downfield. I love to see that. I tell you what, this Bears running game, we got young guys moving people. Loveland going in motion moving people. Young guy from British Columbia, Canada moving people. This is awesome stuff up front across the board. Still some things to clean up, right? Want to make sure your center stays on the block a little bit longer, but overall, this Bears running game, turning a new leaf. All right, this next play may have been the most important play Colston Loveland made all game. Certainly the most underrated play. He's actually off the screen, lined up in kind of a slot wide receiver. They're going to bring some motion here pre-snap, the Bears are, and it's going to be a play action and then a shot this way, roll in that direction, throwing it deep down the field. This is a play where they don't block him. They're trying to sell zone. They're trying to sell zone this direction. They have a receiver come in motion, make it look like split zone, but this is a situation where the quarterback's faking. He's going to boot out right here. This guy, number 52, he's got the quarterback dead to rights, and there's no tight end here. There's no running back here. Usually there's a guy really close, maybe a guy who reduced down inside to pick him up. Not in this case. Loveland is off the screen. 52 has him dead to rights. Loveland has to take a right angle and get the job done. He does, saves Caleb Williams' bacon, has a chance for a big play. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's a snap. Play action. Loveland's there. Boom. Now Caleb Williams can throw it deep. And not quite. Good coverage. Couldn't quite get it there. Long throw. My goodness gracious, guys. He throws it from where? The 35. Throws it 30 yards horizontally. And what is that? Down to the 5. So we're talking about 15 plus 45. That's 60 plus 30 yards at an angle. Gosh, what a cannon. What a cannon. But you only get this chance, guys, if you have blocks like this. This isn't an easy block. 52's got him dead to right, so you got to take a right angle. Again, you can't block him in the back, right? If you hit him, behind him, that's a penalty. If you go a little bit too at an angle to cut him off, he can just loop over the top and get a hit on the quarterback. You got to take the perfect angle. You got to do a good job. You got to move your feet and square him up, and Loveland does right there. It doesn't look like much, guys, but this is so hard, so difficult. And this is why Colston Loveland is becoming a more critical part of this offense, right? He's not Cole Kmet, who's, a standard normal tight end. He's a guy who can do a lot of different things. He can go in motion. He can do normal tight end stuff. He can line up as a wide receiver, but he can block at the point of attack, block on the backside, block in space, just like we see here to open up his teammates. I'm really impressed by this rookie's development. All right, for the wide copy, you can see the motion right there. You can see Loveland, right? Watch him go across. He actually runs into 14. Right here, guys. Right there. This play's dead. This is going to be a sack. Maybe Caleb Williams can somehow escape and throw it away. This play is totally dead. You know, you have your blocker, your lead blocker get clipped. No chance. But he recovers, picks off the defensive end, and gives Caleb Williams all the space he needs to step up and launch it. This is so good, guys. This is so good. Because if you're a defense, this is exactly what you're looking for, right? Okay, a little confusion. They get hit. I got a beeline dead shot, and I still get blocked. No penalty either. Sometimes you may get a penalty, blocking the back, like I said a second ago. None of that. Colston Loveland, again, I'm so impressed with just his high IQ, his savviness. Really, really good play here. Underrated play by the rookie. All right, you talk about a tough block. This is one of those that is really challenging and a lot of tight ends screw up. And you can see Loveland right there. He's already starting to go in motion, and he's going to come back at the snap and kick out the in-man on the line of scrimmage. We're going to get a toss action this direction, but it's a design cutback running right here. What the Bears are trying to do is they're trying to get all of the defenders to flow this direction. So they're going to try and sell zone kind of look, kind of sell a toss going this direction, get everyone flowing that way, and then cut back behind the blocks. That's the design. That's the concept. One of the reasons the Bears like this play is because the Washington's counter to zone is to have these linebackers, outside linebackers, walk outside and fire them. And what Ben Johnson came up with is a pretty good plan to say, okay, if you're going to fire this guy outside and slant guys inside, we're going to have our tackles wash him down, and we're going to bring this tight end and kick him out just like this. But the problem is it's a scary tough block for the tight end, right? A lot of times tight ends, they're, you know, if they do a good job athletically putting their foot in the ground and circling back out, they're usually a little smaller. Sometimes they get depleted. If they don't do a good job circling around, they get beat, and the defensive end outside linebacker makes a tackle for a big loss. It's a really tough block, but Colston Loveland, again, gets it done. Let's check it out. See the motion? Goes back around. Boom. Nice. Washington, to their credit, actually plays it pretty well. Darnell Wright right here, need a little bit more from him. If they get a little bit better wash down, right, a little bit more movement right here, because it's designed to run between Loveland and Wright, right up this crease. But you can see, because Wright's not on his block, the running back has to bounce it a little bit further more than he wants to, right? But if Darnell Wright gets some movement, 25 can just hit this crease right up the hash, and it's a really nice play. Colston Loveland, again, doing his job, stopping on a dime. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this play where this tight end whiffs or gets absolutely depleted. And Loveland does neither. Boom, good contact. Number 4 ends up bouncing off to make the tackle, but it's not his responsibility. Again, he does a good job. My one complaint is I'd like Loveland to run his feet a little bit on contact, but I understand how hard it is, right? Because you're going from a dead stop here, taking 2 steps, while this outside linebacker is going basically at a dead sprint for 8 steps. So it's a tough situation, but Loveland finds a way to get it done. Nice rep from the rookie. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Loveland right there in an H-back. He's going to go in motion, foot in the ground, circle back around, boom. Nice block. You can see the crease, guys. If I freeze frame it right here, they're supposed to hit right up this hash right here. And once you get some movement, if you get here unfettered, then it's one-on-one with the corner. But because Darnell Wright doesn't hold his block in 24, I think that's Von Miller is able to play off right there. He has to widen out before he wants to. He wants to attack the line of scrimmage and then right here at a dead sprint going vertical, potentially jump cut it outside and score. Unfortunately, they can't block Von Miller good enough, and he's able to fight it off and be part of the tackle. But Loveland does a good job. Again, going in motion, foot in the ground, force firing, does a good job. Like to run your feet maybe a little bit more, but it's a tough assignment. Doesn't matter, though, for Loveland. He likes the tough jobs. He finds a way to get it done. Great job. Even more impressive considering he's a rookie. I wanted to take a minute from today's video to talk about something that's really important to me, and I know it's really important to a lot of you guys as well, and that is football cards. And guys, I'm not just saying that. I live this stuff. I've had this binder going back, I don't know, years now at this point. Like, I've been all about football cards ever since I've been like 9 years old, and I know a lot of you guys are as well. It's one of the best parts of being a fan of sports, being a fan of football in general, and that's why we're excited to work with our sponsor today, and that is Arena Club. Guys, Arena Club, they're changing the game. It used to be, and it was like this when I was a little kid, right? You go to the store, you buy a box, you buy a pack, you rip open the cards, and you're left with a lot of stuff you don't want, right? I remember years ago, I saved up forever to buy a pack of a really nice pack of cards, and I got a J.P. Losman autograph card, which is, I mean, it was cool at the time, but I mean, I'm not a Bills fan. I don't want a J.P. Losman autograph card. I wanted to have the option, as I'm sure a lot of people in a similar boat did, which is maybe trade it in, get another bite at the apple, see if I can get something better, and that's what Arena Club does, guys. They have high-quality graded cards via their slab packs. I could explain to you guys what a slab pack is, but without further ado, let's show exactly how this process works. You can go onto their website. You can see all the different slab pack options here. Yeah, pick one. I got one earlier. I opened it up. Let's see what I got. You got all these cool demonstrations. Wow. I mean, they make it look good, guys. And here we go in front of us, and look at that. Wow. Wow, that's impressive. We're talking CeeDee Lamb. You talk about legit superstar. Awesome card. Now, the great thing about Arena Club is they give you an option to potentially trade it in. They give you an offer right now. I'll push it till later. Let's go into my showroom, guys. Let's look at the cards I currently have in my showroom that I could order to come to my house that I already have, or maybe I could trade it in, or all my options right there. And you can see there's CeeDee Lamb and there's Bryce Young, a card I got at an earlier date. Guys, Arena Club, they're the best in the business. They're changing the game. And guys, here's the best part. Arena Club's offering a 20% discount off of anybody buying their first slab pack who goes to arenaclub.com/SMI and uses our code SMI. 3 little letters, pretty easy to remember. You get 20% off your first slab pack. Awesome deal. Make sure you check it out. Again, arenaclub.com/SMI. Use our code SMI today. All right, sticking with the running game, we're going to get an inside run action right here. It's going to be kind of a gap concept. So the tackle is going to base block here. We're going to get double team here, working up to linebacker. Double team right here, working up to linebacker. We're going to bring a receiver in motion right here at the snap. He's going to block out. And Loveland right here, he's going to block 52, who's lined up in what we call, let me clean up the screen for you guys there, a 6-eye technique on the inside eye of the tight end. And this is a situation right here by the schematic design of the defense is that they're thinking that this guy has a chance to make the play. So it's going to be a design run here, right? But with the double team right here, the linebacker's going to fill, right? He's going to see guard going that way, center going this way. So linebacker's going to fill. A running back's going to have to bounce it here. And this is where this defensive lineman, again, let me clean up the screen, because he's inside the blocker, the tight end, he's in a perfect position to make the tackle. But Loveland does a great job squaring him up. It's not like a pancake block or anything, but it's a really nice rep from the rookie. Let's check it out. There's a motion. There's a snap. There's the inside run. Not a whole lot there. Let's look at Loveland right here on the play side. Squares up 52, keeps running his feet, gets his head and hands inside, keeps running his feet inside. You can see number 4, the linebacker right here. He bounces outside, kind of jumps, he guesses wrong. I understand why the running back cut back this direction. It's just one of those things where there just wasn't a hole. It's actually a really good job by the running back. He sees the linebackers get caught in the trash and bounce the opposite direction. I would have bounced this way too. That's actually a really good job. Who is that? Number 1, number 4, nice rep there from Swift, I guess. But let's look again at Loveland. The number 52 has inside leverage, but he defeats him anyway, gets his body inside, squares him up. Again, it's not a pancake block, but he gets on him, stays on him the entire play. Really solid rep blocking, once again, from Loveland. All right, there you got the motion man, blocks him up, stays on him, doing his job. I tell you what, Colston Loveland, some of his best plays, like I highlighted in this film review, are ones where he doesn't show up on the stat sheet, right? Obviously, he's going to get his catches and his touches and a lot of receiving yards throughout his NFL career. But his versatile blocking, whether he's going in motion, where he's lined up as a wide receiver and blocking in a pass protection, right? Whether it's at the point of attack, like we see here. I mean, he can do it all. He's willing and able. Really great rookie. Really great pick by the Bears. All right, part of being a tight end, and you can see Loveland right there on the right side of your screen, is to help out your tackles chipping edge rushers, right? And this is something I think a lot of tight ends really suck at, in my honest opinion. A lot of tight ends that kind of just, don't give a lot of effort. They may little hand tap there, a little chip right there. Sometimes they'll chip the edge rusher so that way he's actually in a better position to beat the tackle. So like the tackle will pass set, the tight end will chip a guy inside so that way he gets, a beeline shot at the quarterback. What you want, if you're going to chip, is make it count. And that's what Loveland does here. He squares him up, gives him a great shove, forces 52 wide, allows the tackle to pick him up with ease before he gets out into his route. Again, great work once again from Loveland. It's the little things with this rookie that I'm really impressed with. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Play action, has time, throws a strike. Good completion of DJ Moore. All right, let's look at Loveland right here with this chip. Shoves him way outside. Look at this. I mean, he's already blocked. You have a young left tackle. First serious action in terms of prime time, right? Obviously got some action earlier in the year. This is how you help him out. This is a chip worthwhile. A lot of chips aren't so great. They really don't do anything. I'll give you an example of one, and I don't want to pick on the running back too much. But watch the running back come through here. This is what a chip normally is. I mean, little tap. Doop. Not doing too much there, right? Not helping out your buddy. Not helping out the offensive lineman there. But you look at Loveland. You think he's helping out the tackle? That'll do it. Shove him outside, up the field, and away. Look at this. Makes the job so much easier for this left tackle before he gets out on the route as a check down. Really nice play from Loveland. I love his attitude as a blocker. All right, from the wide copy, you see Loveland at the bottom of the screen. Great shove, great chip. Quarterback has time, hits DJ Moore for a nice play. One of the things about Colston Loveland that I really appreciate is how he puts his heart and soul into everything. A lot of tight ends, not naming names, Cole Kmet, sometimes they don't, right? Sometimes they kind of, give a little half effort on these chips. Not Colston Loveland. Doesn't mean he's perfect. Doesn't mean he doesn't make mistakes. But he actually takes it seriously, helping his team out. Again, selfless, not selfish play. Love to see it, and it's a big reason why the Bears are a winning team right now. All right, we're going to go with a little inside run action. You can see Loveland right there lined up in kind of an H-back off the football there on the left side of your screen. It's going to be a lot of gap concepts here from the Bears offensive line. So we're going to need a base block there, double team right here working up to the next level, right's working up to the next level, and Loveland right here is blocking out number 52. Standard stuff, running back just taking an inside track, cutting back wherever we can find the hole. What Washington's going to do is they're going to slant 94 this way. Center picks him up, so that means the guard goes up to the next level. Tackle's got a free shot at 4, so a key block right here is going to be Loveland, and he does his job. But I want you guys to notice how 52 handles it, right? Because if you're a tenacious blocker and you just make life really annoying for defensive players, they lose sight of their assignment, they lose sight of hustling to the football, and they just get in their own head. And this is an example of it right here. It's how you know you're winning the game both physically and mentally. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Inside run. And not a whole lot there, but a couple yards. Let's look at Loveland right here, though, on the left side of your screen. Block out, perfectly fine. But 52, he's getting frustrated, right? He's not getting off Loveland, hasn't gotten off of him all day. You'd think he got a sack earlier, turns out he got blocked, right? He's getting beat by Colston Loveland, a rookie tight end. So what does he do right here? Does he fight off the block to try and make the tackle? Play still going on. No, he'd rather throw Colston Loveland to the ground and end up actually behind the ball carrier, right? He throws him behind. And now look at this, 52's even further away from the running back. This is a situation right here where maybe some people see this and like, oh, Colston Loveland got thrown to the ground, not a good play. Folks, as a former offensive lineman, I can tell you, if defensive linemen are doing this 2-3 seconds into the play, you're winning because they're not doing their job. They're not hustling to the football. They're giving up. You've broken their will. This is how it looks. This is what it looks like. And I am excited to see Colston Loveland as a rookie is adopting that mindset. Again, all you have to do is be tenacious, be physical, play to the whistle, and this is what you get from the opposition. They lose sight of their jobs. Big indication of the Bears and Colston Loveland right here. All right, from the wide copy, you see Loveland fire off into him. 52 just stops. He throws him to the ground. Right here, dude. Hustle to the football, right? That's what you want. He's not far from the running back. Does he fight to the running back? Nah, he just wants to throw Colston Loveland to the ground. He doesn't care about winning. He's too focused on Colston Loveland. That's how you know you're imposing your will. That's how you know you're winning as a blocker. Nice sign right here by Colston Loveland. All right, we're going to end on a play Loveland blocking downfield in a screen game, and there he is lined up in a slot receiver. And it's just going to be a quick bubble screen right here to this wide receiver, and they've got it perfectly blocked. If you look at the numbers, they've got them. They've got the tackle releasing. They've got the center coming behind to catch any trailers. They got Loveland right there blocking. They've got receiver on the outside blocking. I mean, they've got numbers. This is a chance to be a huge play. One of the things that's so crazy that all these DBs basically bail, and Loveland doesn't have anybody to block, but he does the smart thing. He stays patient and keeps working up, eventually finds somebody. Let's check it out. There's a snap, quick throw out, a lot of space, really nice play. One of the things that can happen when there's no one out here to block like we see right here is that lead blockers like the tackle and Loveland, they go really far upfield, too aggressive, too early, and these guys, these DBs with all the space are able to run around them and make the play. So it's important to be patient right here. Now, if you get a little bit better block on the bottom of the screen here with Romo Dunes, they've got hats on hats, and this is a touchdown. Right now, I'm not blaming Rome right there. It's a tough situation. He's trying hard. It's still a nice play. Ends up being about 7-8 yard play. But Loveland does the right thing. You don't fire out too aggressively. You want to keep the convoy going. That's exactly what the Bears have here. And when you have a convoy going, you can generate big plays. This is still a nice play. But I think Colston Loveland's approach, along with the tackle, waiting for each other. Look at this. They're looking for each other. All right, you're there. Let's go make the play. Little communication. Left Darnell right saying, you got that guy. I got that guy. Love to see it. And this is what the Bears offense is becoming, guys. They're figuring it out. It's taken a few weeks. Took a bye week certainly to help. But this Bears squad, they're playing better and better football. Obviously, big win Monday night. Colston Loveland can catch the football. We see the plays with him catching and making big plays as a receiver. But I love what he does when he's blocking, when he's become sort of this secondary part of this offense. He's a key piece of what the Bears are trying to do and should have a bigger and bigger impact going forward.